everyone, this is Greyshot, and today I am casting a 4v4 tournament, the Bloodbath tournament, second one up for the docket. On this bloody affair, we have two teams going to duke it out. We have Co-France, which in this case is Alma, A13, Spam Pathfinders, and Tank, versus the Social Credit Union, Makros, Twisted Tootsie, Rain, and Chef. Hopefully, even with some difficulties that both teams had to endure, one of them continues its trek in the tournament, but one shall fall. Who will do so? Well, let's find out. Anyway, real quick, let's go over the players. And yeah, there's two Austere Token W versus two Brits and two Soviet. But don't worry, Twisted Tootsie's bringing in the M10 Achilles. So anybody here that is super, super sad that we're not going to see an American vehicle, well, I got some bad news for you. Or maybe good news. You're still not getting it, but you're going to possibly see an M10 because Twisted Tootsie deployed a lot of them yesterday in the game I casted. It was quite interesting. But Chef and Rain also deployed many units, some including a scout car and a sniper, so I really enjoyed that. But we'll see how Tank does in Pathfinder. Speaking of which, building cover, building up an MG, trying to hold the line. Universal Carrier just trying to like pop shots at the Volk squad building cover, which worked great because they actually managed to kill a model. Again, really, really helpful in terms of weakening the infantry's combat power and doing something, hopefully, to beat the enemy, which, by the way, is coming in on the flank with Sturms, but on the left-hand side, a bit more of a smoky affair. Get it? Get it? Because they use smoke. All right, and I lost half of the viewers. Anyway, Panzer Fusilier is being deployed because A13 is bringing in Breakthrough, so that allows the different infantry to jump on in and do some work. Unfortunately, the assault infantry section did not fare as well in that confrontation. The Blob seems to be doing very well, keeping the allies at bay, even though they have the fuel, which is actually the most surprising part, is them having it while they have to contend with this. But hold on, ladies and gentlemen, we might have ourselves a sticky situation for A13 as Stern Pioneers run through, but now the Brits are running through, and the Blob is no longer a Blob, it's two. I count Blobs as 3 or more units. Heads up. Panzer Fusiliers get in the building, open fire, try to survive, and the allies somehow, with that whole confrontation, hold on to the fuel. But not just that, ladies and gentlemen, they're still holding a no man's land situation on the other fuel, which is super important because of, well, this instance. If you have a situation where the opponent doesn't have the fuel, but you do, that's a win. Even if you can't get the double fuel, that's a win. But no, we have mortar fire coming on the MG, trying to remove it from that covered position. That seems to be working. But no, excellent job with the mortar teams. MG just backs up a little bit, healing the Universal Carrier. Also very nice with the Vickers gun. Sniper on the field with some great infantry support. Again, looking pretty solid. But the MG has managed to push on up, and the Blob came back with more Panzer Fusiliers. Unfortunately, not having much of an army. Again, you could probably signify that to an ambulance or something along those lines not be deployed so you can reinforce. But whatever. The Allies eventually did lose the left. MG going in the mid. A lot of support equipment being brought out by Alma. Alama. Being brought out by Alama. Want to make sure I got that right. Alright. But, anyway. On the right, though, allies might be able to take it. Again, if this unit is able to deploy some smoke, he could easily capture this position. Chef, I'm really surprised you haven't deployed smoke, because you could really block that MG's tracking and then maybe suppress units with the Universal Carrier and tear them up if they try to run in. And again, I say drop smoke on the outside, not on the inside, so you don't have to worry about someone capping the territory with you inside, which we saw a couple times, which is hilarious how two squads will be right next to each other and they're like, okay, time for a change. Well, armor-piercing rounds and a fantastic shot from a Universal Carrier just neutralized that behemoth, or carrier. Also, Spam Pathfinder going Overwatch Doctrine. So, excellent. All sorts of cool stuff being deployed. Can't wait to see it. Speaking of cool stuff, Penal's diving on in like a bunch of chads, throwing a satchel. Hey, buddy, run. Very lucky he managed to pull out of there. Satchel didn't do all that much. He killed a couple models here and there, but it did kind of just break up the Axis lines. However, we have medical supplies going down. We have a command post up so they can heal. So good teamwork by the Axis right now. Speaking of which, on the left-hand side, we have ourselves Twisted Tootsie jumping on in with his solid infantry section, which have smoke grenades. Let's remind ourselves about that. They have smoke grenades. They can be effective against MGs and circumvent them if needed. They also are equipped with Thompsons. So again, they're very good close range. Grenades are going to be thrown in the building. Maybe that was on purpose to make him waste some munitions. Which, hey, the longer you don't have G43s on those Panzer Fusiliers, the better. But speaking of the devil, they just got him. Luckily, the double Thompsons is doing a lot of damage to him, forcing him back, and easily just driving them away. Volk squad's trying to stay in cover, but the infantry section just won't stop. Just can't stop, and they just massacre the Volk squads. Almost kill the unit, but they barely make it out. Again, solid effort by Twisted Tootsie, though it does reduce his firepower for the time being to 1 unit in mid, right as A13 has another wave of forces coming on in. Just another situation where it's like, yeah, they just keep coming. We do have mortar fire coming on in. Also, we have a half-track. We saw that being used very effectively yesterday. Great mortar hit on the MG, neutralizing it. A half-track using this opportunity to continue to harass the Axis. Doing a nice little suppression with its quad mount. Hitting the infantry with everything it got. There is an MG, but it is very close to getting armor-piercing rounds. But the half-track is going to focus on it. There it goes, armor-piercing rounds. But again, I don't know how quickly he can start firing and how much damage he could really do. He's going to use it, though. Let's see how much. Fire. And it's suppressed. Ladies and gentlemen, it is suppressed. So, it's now under fire. So, our piercing rounds essentially stopped. Wait. If he can get unsuppressed, no, he's not going to be able to. Double A half-track. Oh my god, they're just shredding it. Look at the amount of bullets being lobbied at the Germans right now. Is not something they're probably very keen of. Luckily, a good Faust by a command squad. Remember, command squad has Faust. JLI do not. Luckily stop one of the half-tracks, almost dead in its tracks. It's moving very slowly now. Recadin Warfare switched over, but unable to get the shot off. Again, we have a couple AT guns moving on in, but the half-tracks did their job. They smashed the German positions, held them off, and allowed the Allies to pretty soundly control the fuel, at least until Twisted Tootsie brings up reinforcements too. So it's amazing one unit from each player was able to do that so well. But we have a lot of Grenadiers, Panzer Fusiliers, etc. Don't expect them to do well against a half-track, but they can still do something. It's like throwing something into the meat grinder. Eventually, it could do something, and it did. It kept their attention for a bunch of AT guns to move on in, get great consecutive hits, and neutralize the armor. Meanwhile, while in the quiet area in mid, you know, the one area that isn't a complete how do I say this in the kindest words possible, just explosive mess. I think that's the best way to put it. Explosive mess. Yes. No, it's going pretty well in my eyes, at least to me. But anyway, let's double check and see. Let's see. There we go. We got white phosphorus grenade going off, them switching around. Doing pretty well, in my opinion. Doing pretty well. Just reset my audio mic, by the way. Sorry about that. Realized that it keeps resetting. I don't understand why. But anyway, Twisted Tootsie is trying to move on in. Some units are suppressed by the MG42, which, by the way, the Allies stole. Axis being like, how the heck do we deal with these guys? The best answer to that is just keep shooting. Just keep shooting them, and eventually they'll wear themselves down. Anyway, MG on the side stops them. Good mortar hit, kills 2 models on the retreat. Allies taking a lot of pounding on the right. I don't know how long they keep holding this section. I mean, true, they have like a 120 and other things, but it seems like the Axis in this sector have gotten a Stuka. They got themselves a Stuka and seem to have pulverized a lot of the allied positions. Any other armored vehicles to speak of from the Axis is a no-go. Commander-wise, we do have some differences. We have Storm Doctrine, great for artillery and direct strikes. We're seeing a lot of doctrines similar to yesterday, by the way, which makes me feel like this team, at the very least, and Chef as well, there are a certain set of teams that are like, okay, here's this playstyle, here's how it works out, here's direct strikes, air strikes, etc. for anti-armor. It seems like this seems to be a good selection to help everyone out, which, solid choice. You want to make sure everyone picks a commander that can help each other. May not be the best they can go, but if you can pick something that is unifyingly equal and can blanket any sort of counter against your own moves, then it should work, because you have a direct strike against artillery, armor spam, etc. Speaking of artillery, coming down on the Panzer headquarters right as it's being upgraded, so that should cause some havoc for them. Healing going on at this medical building, which, by the way, very close to the front. Markros does have artillery, and of course, of later, Katusha. We might have a Croc, but the Allies definitely have some counters to use against any sort of forward base, which they may have to worry about. Again, Half-Track continuing to suppress the infantry. We're kind of trying to reposition, but Half-Track is doing what it does best and just suppress until, well, until just pulling back, so hopefully the artillery doesn't smack them. Speaking of which, allies have gone with Soviet Combined Arms. We got Lend-Lease. We got ourselves Vanguard Operations and Guard Mortar, just for a heads up on what everyone is going. VP-wise, it seems like the allies are in the lead so far. We have seen a good mix of allies and Axis winning. So before someone says one is OP, neither is OP. They're both rather good, but unfortunately pathfinding might be the biggest bane and does end up killing the half-track, unfortunately. Infantry push happening while Stuka clears the path for the infantry, possibly hurting them a little bit. Pons Fusiliers charging, MG trying to stop them. Smoke is down, however, maybe covering their retreat, or was this smoke here? Oh, they dropped the smoke. Why would you drop the smoke? Not sure why that was the case while the MG was firing. Maybe they did it so that way they could get close to units, but still a little bit concerning. Grenadiers clear the conscripts, allowing them to hopefully take the VP. And the right side's been cleared, even though they have a couple mines that looks like they dealt with. But suffice to say, the Germans have it. They are pushing up, and they're hopefully taking the position. Again, VPs is what the Axis need right now in order to keep going. I mean, that and also the allies just being oblivious to the Stuka. That would be great. Get some more good hits with the Stuka. But anyway, what do we got here? Cromwell pushing on the mid, running over the unit while also being Fausted, or at least attempted to be Fausted. Oh my god, it just can't stop. Chef is just utterly destroying a lot of these Axis forces with his treads, no less. That makes it even better. Again, this is KO2 has brought up a key example of a good anti-zombie strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduced the zombie plan where we just get a bunch of tanks and we just literally have them run over the zombies. Okay, it's Operation Hit and Run. All right. And this idea was brought by stuff like this, by this mighty Cromwell. Also, I'm assuming Twisted Tootsie. Yep. Speaking of crushing, the Achilles. The Achilles is one of the best crushers in the game. It's a tank destroyer, and it's one of the best units at killing infantry and running it over. No joke. It'll just look at infantry next to it. It'll run it over. It's amazing. So, yeah, very cool to see. Also, we have artillery being made. So, Axis is going to have a lot of issues. And, again, good job for the Allies for getting that stuff out immediately. Axis, again, we saw they built their Panzer headquarters, but they're a little ways off from getting armor. Not too far, though. They'll probably get armor in the next 2 minutes. Still, Allies will still have the upper hand for the time being. And it seems like the Cromwell and other units have done a really good job of running rampant. Now, can he escape, though? We have AT setting on up. The other pack gun did not fire for whatever reason. And he does manage to pull back. And throw a tree. How kind. Engineers are fighting in mid against the Jaeger Command Squad. Wow, okay. Command Squad actually retreats in that fight. I thought the Royal Engineers would be. I will say, Chef, you're currently losing a lot of men. You really can't afford to lose more. I saw yesterday your your preservation was not the best. Again, let's see if you can keep improving that. Would love to see players improve. But I have no idea for tank and spam pathfinding how they are generally doing. Again, both teams have had to lose somehow. We know that Twisted Tootsie's team, how they lost. Oh, great kills on the MGs. By the way, free MG42 here, just saying. It looks like over here that most of the infantry tank has is support equipment with double packs and MGs. A couple frontline infantry, but it's kind of scattered. But spam Pathfinders, I can't really spam Pathfinders, so his next best thing is JLIs, which, very good. A very good anti-infantry, no anti-armor component, but still. And right now you're versing armor with an 85. So this T-34 can pound Axis positions with an 85mm gun. And seems to be doing so as the Allies take control of all the major center points, pretty much, except for the munitions. But all of, like, the fuel and VPs are slowly going on under Allied hands, which is kind of astounding in my book. Axis, though, if they can get their armor out, if they can start bringing up some better equipment, maybe, just maybe, that could be enough to start turning things. They do take mid, so good job A13. AT gun moving on in, hoping for the get a kill in the half track, or at the very least, shut it up, being like, we see you shooting, get out of here. Oh, wait, is he not moving? Twisted Tootsie possibly losing it, does lose it, and that's a second half track, I believe, he is deployed. So, that's a lot of resources down the drain for Twisted Tootsie. Good shot. Good shot. Now, great shots as well with the AT guns from both tank and spam, managing to push back the mighty Cromwell, while the 85 is dangerously close to a mine while healing. I can just see one mortar detonating and blowing up the the engine of 2 units. Light Gammon Bomb thrown from Commandos. Doesn't actually get any model kills, but does wear them down. Hopefully allowing maybe additional... Oh my god! Oh my lord! What a shot! Jaeger Command Squad just obliterates that poor unit. I'm assuming this other squad had to come in too, but still, holy mackerel. It's that squad just got taken down. JLI is very good for killing weak infantry, by the way, which is probably why that happened. Oh, we about to see a crush? Oh, this is good crushing. No, they actually jumped out of the way, and it's a teller. What a move. It's like the Pioneers jumped out of the way. It's like Tremors with a Graboid, except the Graboid is American-made. But anyway, Pioneers trying to take the territory. Can we get a kill? Is double packs moving on in. Don't know if they're able to fire. Again, maybe they can direct fire through. They both miss, however. Alas, the Achilles shall prevail. Let's see. Panzer Fusiliers moving on in. Again, they have to contend with the assault infantry section, which are now just walking on in. They don't have grenades. They do have white phosphorus. They are going to throw that on top of them, wear down the infantry with artillery support. Very low and trying to run. If the artillery goes a little high, the squad could die, and luckily it does not and gets out of there. The other squad pushes on in, does kill the assault infantry section. Very good. Wait a second. Wait. Oh, I was going to say, is he going to see the demo? No, we saw the demo. Ballsy strategy for the Allies put a demo on their own building. Cromwell, under fire. Does deploy smoke, but still, great shots from the pack. And it's funny how that, I was like, man, good job on the Cromwell. And literally, I'm like, just like, of course, I'm about to sneeze. Every time. Every time. 813 as well, back in mid. Has got himself a Panther, so a very good selection right here. Panther, again, can right now outgun any Allied armor, which is a problem what the Allies currently have, where they got a ton of medium stuff, but they didn't, I mean, like, or advanced medium, but they didn't get any, like, heavier tank destroyers, like a Firefly or Jackson. Oh, wait, no, they did. Soviets got one. S-285. Okay. Oh, wait. Can we see a good move? Get in the building. Get in. No! So close. Look, I think Twisted... Is Soviet doing that? Whoever's doing that, I mean, like, seriously, good job at least trying to do something a little different, but alas, not panning out probably the way you wanted. Still, Panzer Fusiliers trying to cause some havoc behind the lines while Axis control this section. There's a bunch of AT guns here, so I don't think the Panther charging is a great idea. Oh, a llama built joint operation, so that's huge because, hold on, where is it? He can put a building or a location down. I'm actually kind of surprised he hasn't done so already. But, like, let's say he builds something, like, back here or something. By the way, Werfer damaged somehow? Curious on that one. But he can build a building that essentially quickly repair armor. Combine that with a mech building the OKW have, and you can have armor healed in a snap, which would really help bring the Axis armor back up to the front. 2 Werfers, bit of a spam right, not spam, but bit of a focus right here that's a little interesting in my eyes. You probably would want some armor, but we'll see if the Werfers are able to do it. Fires a volley at the allies, maybe this base over here. Knocks out the mortars and hurts the assault infantry section. So I would say good hit, because at least you killed a unit. So solid job. Cromwell's still alive, by the way, just still causing havoc for the Axis. Axis probably want this thing's number and also to slash it about 50 times over. Commandos, by the way, jumping on in. We have a Brumbar over here. Trying to hold back the infantry. Backed up by 2 packs. That makes sense. Brumbar can deal with the infantry. Packs can back it up in case a Firefly or S285, or in this case a T-3485, just decides to walk on in and maybe use Mark Target to hurt it. Rain, do you have any... Oh my god, there's so many mines here. Very interesting in terms of their placement. So, very curious to see how things are going. So right now, again, if you have questions about the brackets, explanation brackets will give you an answer in my chat. And also, of course, for anyone watching this later, I'll try to leave a link down below so you see where the brackets are. Anyway, penals and guards moving on in. Oh my god. Jaeger Command Squad, you're not going to win against all that, especially guard infantry, which, by the way, Rain, good job getting. Seems to be doing a lot of DPS. Can we take out some of the infantry on the front? Pack gun's definitely a goner. Achilles did not do also well in their dive, but they're very close to killing the unit. Lots of tellers and mines placed, by the way, which, by the way, wonderful job. Cromwell gonna try finish off the Brumbar. Brumbar hits it. Cromwell does finish it off, but I'm assuming a pack will neutralize the Cromwell, unless they can smoke its way out. Which, hey, they have guard troops moving on in. That's a possibility. No, it's going deeper. Buddy, I think you were supposed to go this way, not this way. Panzer Quarter stops additional infantry from pushing up. Again, we still have the Axis trying to keep control of mid and left, but they did lose quite a bit. I will say Achilles being lost is not comparable to a Brumbar. But if you add in the Cromwell, yeah, Allies lost a little bit more with the amount of armor they lost. So, oh, what the heck? Alright, another Achilles. You gonna shoot it, or are you gonna steal it? Look, I know an Axis Achilles doesn't sound appealing, but you never know. You never know. Just kill at this point. I don't think you're going to take it. Constable Slayer's being hit. It's right here. You just not going to do anything? Curious to see what's the goal here. Anyway, Centaur doing a nice little strafe, which does a lot to the MG. Again, Centaur just helping to clear the infantry with the 85. Airstrikes, though, coming on in. Again, that's the sector assault. Little kamikaze action right there, but alas, unable to hit its mark. Anti-air is effective, though, shooting down a lot of the planes and limiting the the air's effectiveness. Allied armor, focus on healing. That might be the focus. If we get a Werfer strike, they could kill the engineers and hopefully just do quite a bit. But yeah, the fact they didn't, I thought they were at least going to move up infantry to take it. If you don't, just shoot it. Like, letting the Allies have the Achilles might cost you later on. Might cost you. Grenadiers grabbing a fuel, which actually, if they manage to take it, would be double fuel for the Axis, which would help them out, at least for cover a little bit. Though I will say, right now we have a cache for the allies, right? I'm not seeing any caches for the Axis. I'm just not seeing... Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. We got one. My apologies. We got munition cache. Okay. I just couldn't see it. There should be probably a few more caches. But... Achilles. Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me? I'm sorry for me that, but... Axis. It's a free, fully healed Achilles. What is happening? What? Okay. Chef just takes it with his commandos. Like, it's just there on the front. I'm like, what? Is there a demo on it? Is it booby-trapped? Is there a nuke inside? What's going on? Panther trying to hold mid, but now the new Achilles is returning fire along with the T-34-76 on the far left. Doesn't pen, but at least causes enough havoc to force them back. Though the almost Sedan squad gets neutralized by the T-34, so great shot there. Free LMG. Centaur is getting a number of kills on the infantry, while the Katyusha deals with the infantry on the back line. Though it may just head back over to get some reinforcements. Again, just kind of a slower battle. No real grand pushes from what I can see. Though you never know. Pack guns on standby. We got some artillery field officer on the flank with the MG. Grenadiers slowly moving on in. Could Faust this. Although dealing with the infantry, we'll see. Oh, Firefly being brought up by Twisted Tootsie. Okay, more firepower. We have artillery, by the way. 15 kills. It's mostly hitting the medical building, which is making it not be used anymore. We can see here he hasn't upgraded the established tree point. So, again, one of those situations where it's like, it's under artillery fire, don't want to risk it. Makes sense. Makes sense. And that's why you don't want to put in medical so close to the front, where artillery can just very easily force you out of it. Panther on the far right. Stuka, by the way, backed up by artillery. 38 kills with the Stuka. Solid work with it. Really great job at just causing the allies hell. New Panther being brought up by tank. Try to make do with the one that was lost. 120, almost fed 3. Again, Achilles on the allies, on the Brit side, but the wrong Brits. We might see a croc on. There's the croc. Alright, Crocodile is on the field, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you wanted some... Where is it? Oh, there. It's coming around the right. T-34, you gonna ram? You gonna go in? No? Okay. Stuka firing. Achilles looks like he got Fausted or hit a mine. This hit a mine. Again, the mines are weirdly placed. Like, I don't know why these mines are here. It hurt your own armor, so just heads up on... But putting mines in places your armor won't be, so you don't accidentally cripple your own unit. Population-wise, by the way, I've not gone into this. While some people like Spam are near PopCap, others like Tank are halfway there, making on average, I would say upper 70s, be the right now where the Axis are, which is pretty solid. Allies a little less. They're in the mid to low 70s. Not great. Need to get some kills to kind of bring up their overall population. Though, they have enough armor in mid where Panther could just walk in and, well, meet its maker. Again, if they focus on one armor unit rather than kind of scattered. T-34 actually bites it in mid. Though, we have a small allied attack. Come on, AT grenade. Nope. Not able to throw it. Stuka bomb, it was dropped. I'm not sure where, but it was dropped somewhere. I'm assuming here based on the explosion. Airstrikes being called in. But again, the Centaur's right here, so it's just shooting down the planes pretty quickly. It's now being the focal point, but again, almost hits the Warfer with the Kamikaze. Conscript's trying to take mid. 2 models barely alive, and now there's a Gag Tiger in mid. They have a heavy tank destroyer, enough firepower to deal a death blow to the allies. A lot closer of a game than what we've seen, at least the last 2 games that I had with, was it Team Madness? So very curious to see. Axis, even though they're on the back foot, still are managing to turn the tides ever so slightly. Allies need some big plays, in my opinion, in order to turn the tide. Croc jumping on in. Luckily, does have some sweepers, so excellent work with some teamwork, making sure that your allied armor doesn't get mined and, well, die. Due to the engine dying or so close to the Axis front. T-34 blasts the infantry away off the fuel. Cromwell grabbing a tree to go, because why not? Chef going with commandos that have been dying in mass. Maybe less so, maybe more engineers. Hits their own mine, I think? What? That's lucky. Panther now slowly edging itself away. Doesn't have to worry about dying, but definitely in a bit of a pickle. Smoke coming down to protect it. Mid, there's a couple units coming on in, but the allies are holding. And the allies continue to hold the VP advantage for the time being. Werfer coming down on the mortar, which I love the fact he just threw in a cheap unit like a medic in there. Oh, it's like, all right, need to protect the unit. Jump inside. And yeah, that worked. He managed to survive the blast. Meanwhile, assault infantry section on the far left managed to take the other VP. And again, if you can't win the battle, at the very least, taking VPs could be a solution, because it forces the Axis to then push their units in to take it. And maybe that's an area you can fight, especially if the Axis are not being as focused. Right here, pathfinding might be an issue for the Su-85. Yag luckily doesn't get a second. Oh, nope, shoots it. Rockets, though, hit the Yag. Great shots across the board. I don't think the Yag is in too much trouble, but it will want to pull back just to be on the safe side. Oh, or not. Okay, maybe a double strafe. Right in mid to kind of hold that unit back. Yag does kill the AT gun, which definitely puts the allies in a bit more of a pickle. Maybe, or focus artillery on it. That could be a big win. If you focus artillery, again, a couple good shots could absolutely tear that Yag apart. Panther opening fire on the commandos, which are diving straight in. Again, better off, especially at this time of the game, upgrade with Brens. Brens could be so good for your commandos to increase their firepower and just keep them at range. And also put them in a group. Good satchel, by the way, from the Penals on the Panther, crippling it, forcing it back. Penals could also be a good counter, along with the guards, to focus on the Yag, because the Yag doesn't really have an anti-infantry component rather than the supporting fire, which is only one location. Good job with the commandos. Great Gavin bomb on the Raket Werfers, forcing them back. Again, sorry. Get out of here, AT guns. Panther as well being hit by the AT. Forced back. Panther charging. Buddy, do you really want to do that? Do you really want to do that? Just one of those situations where it's like, maybe not. 120 survives the Stuka round, which, by the way, Vet 3, so it has really solid range. Really, really good job with it. Creeping Barrage might be beneficial if they could target this medical. That would be beneficial to neutralize the forward retreat point. Cash is being placed by the Axis, so at least they're feeling in a better state to keep the battle going and, you know, spend resources on helping the team, which I think is a good choice. Allies need to start doing the same thing. They're still lacking a lot of good cash positions to put some resources in. Is there anything? No, there's nothing under there. Mortar pit barely alive still. Forward base, not so much. Werfers are firing from range. They're a little less effective, though they're still getting a decent amount of kills. Let's see. I'm trying to see if the allies have anything. Not really. They don't have like a big tank destroyer or anything like that. Their best shot is like artillery and mass armor to try to deal with the Yag Tiger, which is slowly advancing, which I don't know what to say. That's kind of horrifying in my opinion. But it could also be great, because if the Soviet can focus for a minute on it, he could flank it and neutralize it. But he needs his teammates to hold back the Axis in order to really move in. Strafe support might do that. Comes on in, gets a good shot on target. Though no anti-armor strafe to speak of. Hold on. Achilles diving on in. Not enough to go warp speed, though. Doesn't have enough munitions. Mark target is in effect. Achilles goes from behind. Allied teamwork makes the dream work as 3 players charge on in. Airstrikes on the unit. Again, the other strafe support comes on in. Yag is neutralized, and a good group effort by a Firefly, Achilles, Su-85 from 3 players take down the mighty beast with their support coming on in to hold back the Panthers from coming into support. What a move by the allies. It's exactly what they needed to keep things in the game. Meanwhile, the Croc holds back the infantry. And Centaur taking some hits, pulls back. Firefly might need to maneuver over to help out with the Panther. AT guns get some great shots on the Panther, forcing it back. Commandos trying desperately to hold, but alas, just under too much fire. But now we have something coming in mid. We have a Panther, lots of Ponce Fusiliers. They're really trying to hold this VP. Meanwhile, it looks like Twisted Tootsie is holding the left-hand side, which is good. That stops the bleed for the allies, which are now, for I think, the first time in this game on the back foot. This infantry is just swarming on in. Population-wise, we're looking at still probably mid-70s for the allies. Axis, actually in a little worse for wear. They're in the mid-70s too, I think, on average. So, again, that's my quick math for you. Or low 70s. So, up. Warfare comes on in, stops the infantry. Suka misses a bit. But Axis seem to be pressing in mid. Firefly trying to hold it back, but everyone's kind of discombobulated. Firefly needs to pull back. I'm not sure what happened there. Chef just not moving.
The enemy have destroyed one of our Sherman Fireflies.
120 under fire, but still somehow alive. They need to start picking off this overextended Axis infantry and armor, but I'm just not seeing it like a force to come in to do that. Most of it's kind of backed up. Commandos coming on in, but they're not good long range unless you give them Brens. Penal's coming in on that position. Again, could have been a lot better. It looks like a lot of the allied stuff was back at base, which is how the Axis pushed. They managed to do so well. But, again, unfortunate. Hopefully the allies can come on in and get some good hits. They need some good hits. They got the Yag down. They just need to take out everything else. Stuka hurts some units, but not too much damage overall. Airstrike's coming in mid, though. Centaur might be the focal point, which, nope, the 85, oh no, yeah, 85 is. Centaur going to start shooting down all the planes, which it will do so with ease. As we just saw. So yeah, these planes won't get a second strafe, most likely. Again, need to take out this infantry. Where's the Katyushas? Like, a creeping barrage would be so good at trying to neutralize a lot of this stuff. The reason why I say creeping barrage is it's focal enough with its artillery to knock out units, but you can spread it out enough to where it kills multiple units, even on retreat. 120 as well, maybe some high explosive shots against this stuff. Commandos charging on in. Knockout Raketenwerfer, come on! Oh, really? Not even a Raketenwerfer's neutralized? That's unfortunate.
The enemy now have 200 points.
Allies going for the fuel. They need VPs. They do manage to take over this point, which is good. And the far left they take over. Firefly in need of repairs. Come on, get that stuff up. Actually, I think Twisted Tootsie needs like a full retreat point. It is weird that the Soviet is fighting in mid, even though his base is actually on the far left. But whatever. Big old blob infantry. This is where a Katyusha would really come in handy. But alas, Makros doesn't have any artillery anymore. He lost through direct strike his well, ML-20. Dosuka coming on in. Lots of good targets right here. Kills the commando squad. Wonderful explosive shots. Panther trying to get out. Gets a good hit and run coming, but maybe a little too much damage. Warfare trying to come on in. Allies lower on overall reserves of manpower. Luckily, good dodge by Twisted Tootsie in mid. Big old front of infantry. Again, this is where like focusing on a lot of the support weaponry would really help. Or even the Katyusha. Now comes the issue. Now I'm seeing a Yag. Axis starting to gear up a lot of forces. Again, Co-France not going down without a fight. And by God, they've brought in the big guns to do it. They could seal the deal right now. Now the question is, will they be able to? They are more evident that they're not just holding territory, they're going to advance. So can the allies maybe use that while they advance upon their med? S-285 goes down. Again, 4 groups of infantry on the right. We have this random unit just chilling out behind enemy lines, calling in our random artillery. Katusha firing point blank, push back the AT. Conscript's trying to hold back, but there's 2 different sets of forces. S-285 as well trying to hold that stuff back. But last Panther charging. 1 S-285 can't fight that and a Yag. Firefly though coming in. Can it finish it off? Come on. Rockets is well available, maybe against the Yag, but it's marked, but there's nothing else really going against it. They do have the far left, but they need something else. You need mid. Allies just losing a lot of forces overall. Croc moving on in, but has really not done much this game. It's Vet 1 now. Good. I'm glad it's finally doing something, but still was expecting a lot more from it. Panther charging on in. They're trying to focus on the MG, but the Panther... Hold on. You got a little too close, buddy. You got a little too close. Heat seeking. Oh my god, he's going next to the Yag. He saw that. He's like, I need to pull up before I hit my ally's Yag Tiger. Hold on. Hold on. Firefly's moving on in. Big push on left, but the Fireflies could crack it. They knock out the anti-air gun on the right, but I don't see any pack guns. So Stu could go down. T-34 could go down. We could see a big counterattack against Alarma. Again, don't lose the Firefly, and I call this a major win for the Brits. Oswin very close. T-34 finishes off the Oswin, and that's 2 major units down for Alama. He has resources to get more, but still, I would call that a small win for the Allies. Panther moving on in. Again, the Werfers are the big issue. If you can knock out the artillery in the back line, that would be very helpful, because we're seeing at least, what, 5? Yeah, 5 pieces of artillery. Stuka, by the way, 64 kills. It has done a number on allied forces. Allies, by the way, they do have a direct strike, but I don't think I've really seen it being used. Come on. Oh, vehicle buttoned, but he must have canceled it as it just drives off. Commandos pushing for mid. Yag Tiger engaging an S-285. S-285 run. Smoke comes down. Not sure if that blocks its vision. We have airstrikes coming on in. Centaur is still there, by the way. So it'll cause a quick strike. Might kill the S-285. There goes the S-285. Achilles now has to hold. Stuka bomb coming in. Is he here? Not sure where it hit. Breakthrough coming on in as well. Allies, I think, are being pushed their absolute limit. Oh! Oh! It killed the guards and also killed the Katusha. That's where the strike came in. Oh, no. Yeah, it looks like the Soviet... Oh, my God. Everything's just blowing up. We have a dive with the T-34, but the Werfers are already on the retreat. They already ran. You need to clear stuff and then clear the mines and go along the left side, so that way they don't see it coming. There's that repair station I was talking about earlier. And again, probably doing a very good job of healing the Axis armor. One last push. The Fireflies advance. Again, they need recon in order to be very effective and are not great with toe-to-toe fighting. Allies just falling apart. I will say they have minesweepers, but still. And there's a surrender. And there is the surrender for the Allies. Unable to break Axis lines. Too many Panthers and armored vehicles to speak of. They just could not keep up. Alrighty, good win. Good win for Co-France. Solid job right there. But yeah, no, what's the after action report detail? Is there something we can learn from this game, possibly? Oh, by the way, I should probably change the color scheme. Once again, being like, yeah, you know, I should probably change it to red. So that way it goes with the Bloodbath feeling, just saying. But what are we looking at? Well, we're looking at Malkrolls with top damage. Top kills goes to Rain. And we're looking at, on the allied side, sorry, the Axis side, top damage goes to A13. Probably the Yag Tiger, along with the Verkadmorphus and Panther, I have to imagine. Like, overall, they did a number. But I think specifically at the best, I think the Panther. I'm going to guess the Panther was A13's best unit. Spam kills, 193. Pretty solid. Tank was the weakest. Chef was the weakest here. Again, Chef needs to keep his units alive. Tanks just seems to need to keep as well his frontline units alive. But overall, still a solid game. Let's check the best units for each person. SU-85, okay, makes sense. Twisted Tootsie, Firefly, pretty solid. Rain, Penals, again, gotta hand it out. They did some really good work. His preservation and his infantry with guards was really good. Lost 6 commandos. That's a number. That's a little bit too much. Thank you, Wag, for the sub, by the way. Very kind of you, good sir. By the way, Daimos, Wildale, and Thun, thank you for the follows. I'll replay those as well right now. So, again, that way that keeps going on. Let's see. We got ourselves Chef, again, and nothing else really to speak of except for the amount of commandos lost is staggering. Stop it. Like, you're losing way too much manpower on those. Werfer, really solid job there. A13 as well, great job. Oh, Yag Tiger got top damage. Hey, good, I was wrong. Spam, 19,000 or 18,500 for the Verkadmorphus. The Stuka was fantastic in terms of clearing the infantry. And Grenadiers kind of just held the line. Again, Tank was kind of their weakest player, but still, did okay. Did okay. So again, solid job across the board, guys. Solid game. Let's see how game 2 does. Hello, everyone. This is Greyshot back with game 2 of this Bloodbath tournament. You know, the second time this has occurred, and the second time many people have lost countless units in the field of battle. This battlefield, by the way, is White Ball Express, and with us is the Co-France versus Soviet Credit Union. We got Twisted Tootsie, Malkrolls, Rain, and Chef versus A13, Spam, Alama, and Tank. Two OKW. I mean, 2 OKW and 2 Austere down for the Axis. 2 British, an American, and a Soviet. A little different for the Allies. Again, we didn't have an American player last game. We'll see if this makes a key difference. Already deploying Pathfinders and airborne troops, so yeah, I would say it's making a difference. But we also have, you know, elite armor doctrine, so Sturm Tiger, we have Strategic Reserve, we have, you know, Breakthrough. But yeah, heads up, during the game, if you follow something like that, I won't see it. I'll play all those at the end, so in case you're like, I didn't get my notification, it'll happen at the end, I promise. Infantry section putting shots across the board on the Sturm Pioneers, trying to drive them away from the fuel. See, they're doing a good job, or at the very least, harassing them enough. And wait, is he real? I mean, yeah, that's fair. He is spamming Pathfinder, so he's doing exactly what he said he would. So, he does have some integrity, but though he was the Axis last game, so he spammed JLIs. Right now, it looks like the Axis are in a key position to take the fuel, already building themselves a good cover position. Oh, the 2 commanders' decisions. Okay. Thank you, Edwig, for pointing that out. Speaking of hold on. We have Assault Grenadiers moving on in. Okay, so he is going with that. Universal Carrier might have a field day if he can just shred him from afar. Again, we have a Vickers set up, smoke being cleared, and probably a lot of fire about to hit that unit. And it is a lot of fire. Even in cover, you can see the thing just slowly going down. Luckily, smoke comes in on the MG, stopping the fire from hitting him more. Sturm Pioneers trying to focus on the Pathfinders. But, yeah, Echelon just jumps on in and the Pathfinders repositioning to a better building. Rifleman as well coming on in. The Germans holding that key position. Twisted Tootsie is not letting go without a fight. Or at the very least, without countless men dying behind cover. Rifleman get in the building. Should be able to push back the Volk squads. 221 being deployed onto the field. Doesn't have autocannon, does have an MG. Hopefully enough firepower to push back the Germans. But, or the Allies in this case, not the Germans. What am I saying? Assault Grenadiers, again, being like, yeah, I'm just gonna hopefully go with the smoke and keep on advancing against the Brits. And you know what? That seems to be working. Really good use of smoke by Twisted Tootsie. Really putting A13 in a bit of a pickle. He can engage close range. He's hoping to use range, but the smoke keeps stopping him from doing so. We have more Vanguard operations. Let's see. Paratroopers. Terror Tactics. Really solid choice for a commander. So, excellent stuff. Again, really good to see. We have ourselves American forces pulling on back. Pathfinders as well, just trying to figure out what the heck to do. Pulling back to cover, Aphyria moving on in. You got ourselves 221 just jumping on in. Again, no AT for these guys. They have bullets, but I don't think that's enough for a 221. Nice machine gun, though, will suppress the assault grenadiers. Although 221's going for the universal carrier, blocking its retreat path. Can Makros kill it? A13, no! He's stay there. He's gonna take it like a champ. Or he's realized it a little bit too late. One of the two. One of the two. 221 under heavy fire. They do kill it. That's a bigger loss, I believe, from Makros than for the universal carrier. At least they get the kill there. On the far right, the Soviets managed to cling on to the VP, allowing it to be taken by the Allies. Hopefully putting some more pressure on the Axis VP totalage, as they currently have nearly a 50-point lead on the Allies. By the fuel, though, both fuels are under Axis control. Not great when the Axis have 33 fuel per turret in the first opening 5 minutes. So, we do have a mortar pit operational, or becoming operational slowly. You know, having 2 men barely clinging to life build it might take a little bit more time, just saying. But they're still building it, and the mortar pit would be critical in terms of holding back the infantry. Though, we do have a very, very, very early 2-2 deployed and on the field by 5 minutes. That's, that might be a bit of an issue for the Allies, which they don't have any AT. Hell, he doesn't have even conscripts on the front to throw AT grenades. So 222 could easily just rush by the MGs. I will give credit where credit's due for the use of smoke this game. Brits do manage to take control of that point. They're getting an AT gun, thank God.
Anti-tank gun and crew now ready for action.
MG's actually using enough firepower to hold back a 222, or at least scare it. Not sure. I'm just trying to see mid. We have a captain, Pathfinders. Do we have Barfinders, or are they just Pathfinders? I'm just saying, Barfinders would be cool, but no, we don't have them quite yet. On the far right, big old blob pushed back by the amount of MGs, which is astounding, by the way. Engineers not so lucky on the advance, though. Grenadiers are tearing them apart. He's like tried. He's like, nope, I can't take this. MG's like, don't worry, I got your back. And this where's the mortar comes in. Or not. MG section trying to move on in on the MG, which is already lit upon by a Vickers machine gun. He's like, nope, I'm out, peace. Infantry section now have a clear view of the mortar, focusing on it, wearing it down. And it looks like the right-hand side. I mean, it's still the 222 being quite effective, but nothing else. No, there's really not much. Mortar gets knocked out. Infantry section heading back under fire, but still, they managed to walk on back. And so far, looking pretty good. Let's see right now, infantry section pushing on in against the Panzer Grenadiers, getting some good shots, pushing it back. Again, great shots. Pioneers, oh no. I mean, good luck against all this. I think you're, yep, there it goes. And half track on the field. I don't know if he's trying to get the assault grenadiers inside to get rushed by enemy lines, but he is causing confusion. I don't know if it's succeeding, but he is confusing. And again, someone pointed out in chat that like Twisted Tootsie likes his close range units. That's not entirely inaccurate. That's pretty much what he goes. But if he can use it well, all power to him. Which, by the way, that's a strategic reserve. Which gets that. Which might also allow Tiger Ace, just saying. He's going deeper in enemy lines. A half-track's here, so I don't know how the hell he's gonna manage that. Oh, I think even he is like, nope. I'm not suicidal. Stuka comes on in, gets a great shot on the MG, and a little bit of damage on the mortar pit. A half-track pushes back the Panzer Grenadiers, and allies still control the fuel for a time. Panzer Grenadiers and Volk squads are holding on to the fuel, just barely. We have paratroopers dropping on in. Where are they? Please tell me it's not hitting a building. Oh, no. Okay. I was worried that they was going to hit a tree, but no. Okay, it looks like that is not the case. Panzer Grenadiers, though, jumping on in. Are they going to target the ambulance? They might. AT gun, though, is going to probably knock that sucker out. Goodbye, half-track. Assault Grenadiers just rushing on in. Nice grenades on spams units. A13, 1,000 manpower. What are you doing? Not sure. You do have a bunch of Brens. You probably have enough for 5-man squads, just saying. Just try to light them up, but it's not enough. Grenades being thrown. Again, now you have the Assault Grenadiers near the front. I don't think they'll throw another set of grenades. Here comes the glider for reinforcements. Ambulance back up to heal the infantry section. And yeah, I would say that's a good dive. The left side is now in complete disarray, allowing for him actually his ally to send Volk squads to help against, well, the Brits on the far right. But Alama's like, I'm sorry, what is that? My infantry section just gonna get it out of here. Just send it home packing. Wow, okay. Allies just kind of falling apart this game. Like, I mean, to be fair, we've seen things do one way early on and change, like last game where the Allies did super good early on, then toward the later portion of the game, things started not going in their favor. Mortars hitting the MG, wearing it down. We do have a mortar pit, which could use fire, but needs to get in range, which, with an AT gun right there, might be a little harder said than done. So, might need a support gun or Stuka to consistently fire, something like that. Panzer Grenadiers behind enemy lines somehow. MG repositioning to light it up, suppress it, and hopefully send it packing. Meanwhile, Axis forces continue to spread out in mid, with really not much stopping them. Okay, finally, we have some American reinforcements coming on in. Again, A13, you have 1,100 manpower. I'm very curious what the goal is. Good grenade. Doesn't kill the MG, but does send it. Wait, can they? Oh, nice job with the LMGs. Shredding the MG. A Panzer Grenadier trying to kill it before the Americans take it. Sorry. Yoink. Free MG-34 for the Americans. Not the best MG. Not a good MG. But it's an MG, so it's something. I mean, it's something. That's pretty much all I can say. Certain Pioneers bite it to paratroopers, so, I'm sorry, Guards Airborne from the Soviets, thanks to terror tactics. So, again, we're seeing some airborne troops come on in and just smash the Axis quite effectively. Excellent, excellent. Maybe a good counterattack is in the cards. Dodging grenades. Now this long-range infantry can just start shredding the Germans. And by God, look at the Assault Grenadier as it slowly loses all its health. It's amazing. Half-track, camouflage near the front. Again, also, as a reminder, can deploy flares, which is really, really solid. Hopefully it's enough to drive the Axis away. By the way, if they can get to the ambulance, he can just heal his men without any manpower. That would be big. A13, once again, what the frick are you doing? You have 1,200 manpower? I am confused. I am scared. Anyway, I don't know what this means. Like, hello? 1,300 manpower now? Brits are, and the Soviets are barely holding the blob back. MG setting on in. Nothing really on the right, so they're going to push right with the smoke. Try to, you know, flank. And it looks like they may be able to flank while the MGs are focused on this. They're spreading on out. Conscripts going in from behind. Not a lot of damage being done to the infantry. Oh, wait, never mind. Great artillery shot. Can conscripts finish it? Come on, conscripts. Focus. Focus. Yes. Panzerfusilier goes down. MG barely alive. Fire coming down the other MGs. Need to reposition. Big push once again happening in mid with the Assault Grenadiers and Panzer Grenadiers But Spam is coming on in with his Pathfinders and Paratroopers and Riflemen. And one of everything. He's bringing one of everything into the fight. He's waiting for the Glider HQ. He has the... Oh, he had the Glider HQ. Okay. No. Oh, well, he still has 1,000 manpower. Grenades being thrown, but misses the blob. Assault Grenadier dies. Alright. He's getting commandos. Cool.
And we are down to 300. Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Glad this one worked out. Infantry section pushing on in against the MG. Come on, flank it. And yeah, force it back. Panzer Grenadiers now moving on in. We're going to probably see a bundle against it. More paratroopers being called in by Spam, I believe. That, or we're seeing a drop. Oh, or an MG drop. It's a drop of an MG. Well, 50 cal's not too bad. Centaur moving on in. Almost holding the line. Barely. I mean, with a Centaur, it's just absolutely shredding. So, we'll see how long that works. Yeah, the captain ability to on me, yeah, that's pretty solid, even if they're suppressed. Pathfinders just chill in the building. Panzer Grenadiers having a hell of a time getting them out. Mortar even being like, I can't drive them away. Infantry pushing on in. Stern Pioneer about to lose its life if the paratroopers can hit it. Airborne, come on. Come on, Airborne. Come on. Come on. Oh, no. On their retreat path, isn't it? Oh, no. Lucky missed it. Very close on their being on the retreat. Which, by the way, the Soviet... Oh, he's getting a T-34. Okay. He's getting armor. KV-8. Well, KV-8 might be better, but I get why he's going T-34. He wants something a little cheaper, maybe. AA Aftrac coming in. Again, Assault Grenadiers have no AA. So, it's not like this thing is, like, too worried. Except for maybe the Panzer Grenadiers. But the Centaur is taking care of them. Oh, my God. Centaur took care of them. Holy mackerel. They're not coming back for round 3. Assault Grenadiers being still just dying. Centaur gonna kill him on retreat. Oh my god. Well, Twisted Tootsie just losing a lot of his men. Is gonna lose another one. Very close to, but does manage to get out of there. Barely. Pack gun pushing back the Centaur. On the far right, infantry section holding back the Panzer Grenadiers. Again, trying to contest fuel. Right now, if the Allies can take it, it would be double fuel. I don't know if they will, but it would be very good if they could. But it seems like the Panzer Grenadiers will hold the line for the time being. Panzer IV on the field. Is that the first, like, German armored unit we've seen this game? In terms of front line? Hold on. Am I or am I just literally blanking? And chat's gonna be like, Greyshot, you forgot about I'm like, okay. Nice shot with the T-34. Is there any other German armor that can assist? No, this is the only German Panzer on the field. Panzer IV gonna drive the T-34 away. So that's good. T-34 just did what it needed to. Took out the artillery unit. Centaur's still doing quite a bit. I mean, like, the Allies have been deploying armor, which is great. Also, we have some caches going down, so both positions here have it, where I don't see, again, any caches for the Axis. Great shot with the 6-pounder. A lot of again, I don't know if he realizes the thing is right here, but a good arty strike by the Allies would be super critical. And it's not like Alama, it's that costly for him. I mean, just calling in right there would drive it away. But I think they need to realize it's there. Stuka comes on in, hampering the Allied position by knocking out support equipment. A lot of support equipment. Holy mackerel. So good Stuka shots across the board. Raketenwerfer is moving on in. Can they knock out the AA half-track? One shot. There it goes. Alas. Americans, though, possibly getting some retribution going on in on the flank. Half-track revealed. Commando's about to hit the mine, but oh my god, they almost hit it with the that would have been amazing. They hit it with the half-track over it. They cripple it. Hurry, jump on the mine to stop his retreat. Anyway, remember, you have an AT grenade. He's about to fire, so that half-track will be crippled for a little bit. Or no, he didn't. He didn't fire it. Okay. Centaur's right there, though, with a 6-pounder. Captain knocking out the pack. Axis just falling apart in mid. Allies counterattacking. Again, we saw his last game with the Allies doing super well. I'm sorry, early game and then just countering. Same thing seems to be happening with the Axis doing pretty well, and now the Allies just coming back full swing. Unable to stop. Centaur specifically just massacring the infantry with this great infantry force by Spam Pathfinders. Doing a really good work taking the munition point. Most of the points now in mid along the front are under Allied control. Except for this one. Again, Allies doing a solid job counterattacking. Co-France might about to seal the deal against, well, the Soviet credit union. Social credit union, I should say. Sorry. That's Soviet. Volk squad's moving on in, backed up by ET. They can at least drive the Centaur away. They need to bring it up. Fire. Very low. Can we get a kill? Come on. Nope. Makes it. Oh, wait. A pack gun under Soviet control. Panzai quarters firing. No, but no dice. Luckily, it did protect the support gun. Assault Grenadiers going in for, again, another deep push. Most likely targeting this. There's not much there, buddy. Like, you might kill this, which is great. Wait, what was called in? I'm confused. Oh, terror tactics. Half-track's dead. Was this a... Oh my god, Assault Grenadiers kill the base, but are about to walk into the worst thing I can imagine. A kill squad. Jesus. There goes one squad. Are we gonna literally get another? We gonna get another? Nope. But they'll still do damage to it. Oh my god, the Allies called in everything on the... They're like, the Assault Grenadiers died tonight. Jackson being called in. Again, Allies have still that Centaur with 17 kills. Another glider coming on in. Tank has Katusha. And a llama has a Firefly with a mortar pit still operational in the back. Chef has the double Stukas, which have gotten 27 kills altogether. Rain has 1 mortar half-track after the Panzer IV met its untimely demise. Half-track Grenadiers, get out of the building. Up. Yeah. That's not good. What the frick? Stuka run. Stuka get back. Oh, very lucky he didn't die on the front. Breakthrough coming in on the Allied line. Seems to have caused some damage over here. Tank losing a number of his men. That might open up the corridor to a German counterattack if Chef and Rain can regroup their forces and hit them. Especially if the Stuka can clear more of the support equipment. Yeah, it's at least forcing it back, which I would say is a small win. But again, the retreat point's not very far, so maybe not a huge win. Airstrike coming on in, but they just dodge. IL-2 is a complete miss. Sturm Tiger moving into mid. Hell, that's a good thing to use against blobs, or in this case, the MG in the building. Now you just need to get out. Jackson returning fire on it. Wolf Squad's coming on in, backed up by ET, which needs to stop running and start fighting. Come on. Oh, they've been Fausted. Bring up the AT, knock out that beast, and you got yourselves an opening on the allies. Come on, kill the centaur. Nope. We got artillery strikes. Oh, no. Fear propaganda coming on in, making some of the units either slower or retreat. You kill the one unit, so that's one American force down.
We lost a gun crew.
Wait, Assault Grenadiers charging in mid, steal a 6-pounder. Hold on, Assault Grenadiers still pushing. Centaur hitting it, but still gonna flank this MG. Good counterattack by the Axis, which, by the way, population-wise is in the probably upper 50s, I would say, where the Allies are in the... I would probably say... Oh, boy. Axis upper 50s, Allies probably same thing. So it's still neck and neck. Oh, great rifle grenade on the infantry section. Can we kill it? Wait, no, don't lose your own life. Oh, there we go. He made it. He did not. Sturm Tiger on standby. Jackson, again, pushing on in. This is where it needs a solid AT line to protect it. Would also be hilarious if Sturm Tiger gets some veterancy. It could then start popping off these grenades. If anyone knows how good a Sturm Tiger grenade is, it's no joke. It's actually pretty solid low ability. Allies still control the fuel on the right. Actually, they control all the VPs. Axis hemorrhaging right now. But they still have a small lead for the time being. Very small. Frontline base being set up by one man that's barely alive. I hear a Katusha. Oh, knocks out the equipment. So mortar and AT gun goes down. But a big German counterattack by Malkros could really hit Spam and A-13 really hard. Sturm Tiger on standby, hiding behind the building. Croc is on the field. That is going to be a bit of an issue. But Sturm Tiger is about to fire on the Croc. Doesn't do that much, but does stun it. But again, you still have all the tanks hitting the Sturm Tiger. Including Alama, who manages to go for a long shot. Does hit. Airstrike comes in, hits the mortar carriage. These AT guns immediately retreat. Nothing stopping the armor from killing the Sturm. And there it goes. Airstrikes as well come on in, hit the infantry and armor around it. And there goes the mighty Sturm Tiger. Allies now charging through. Again, this is where you need to be a little more active with the AT guns and make sure you can hold the line and hit the armor. A lot of stuff is now in contention as we have more strikes coming on in. Hold on. More airstrikes coming on in with P-47s, hitting any armor in the region. Tiger Ace trying its best to fight two Jacksons, but with the strafing support and P-47s, I don't know how long. A half-track is killed. 6-pounder hitting it. American infantry repositioning. We need reinforcements. Wait, T-34 dives the base for the Stukas. Chef and Twisted Tootsie and Rain. This could be the end of their chances. Base being burnt alive. AT. Oh, the blobs being stopped by the strafe. AT guns unable to really do much. Tiger Ace trying to get the hell out of Dodge. Jackson still charging. Tiger Ace might finish it off if they get a lucky shot. Does finish it off. But the Jackson behind it does kill it. They need to keep running. Allies just breaking the Axis apart. Air support just coming on it. Like, there's nothing left. It's just... everything is dead and dying on the Axis side. I think this could be game. I'm being honest. I think this is game. Demo kills the base. I mean, like, sure, the Allies lost quite a bit. But, I mean... come on. Allies lost so much. I mean, not Allies. Axis lost so much. Allies, not so much. The only player I'd say I still has an army is Malkros. Malkros still is pretty solid. Rain lost quite a bit. Chef lost quite a bit. Twisted Tootsie lost his Tiger Ace and most of his forces. Allies, while hitting mines on the retreat, which is quite hilarious, are like averaging in the Oh, God. They're probably averaging in the upper 60s, I would say. But still, it's like Axis are, what, in the 30s? At best? Low 40s? Like, they just don't have the equipment. They need to get consecutive after consecutive hits in order to turn this tide. But I don't know. I don't know, chat. Volk Squad's trying to go for the point. A simple MG. He has like 4 AT guns, but still, it's probably not going to be enough. Dusha firing point blank on the Volk, forcing it back. Camouflage's trying to get the heck out of there. Infantry section and paratroopers trying to hold the line, but again, they don't really have much stopping them. A lot of AT currently hitting the front. Croc under heavy fire, but it's not enough, and there goes the game. More air support was coming on in, so they're like, we're done. And that's it. That is game. That is it for this bracket as, again, Co-France successfully defeat the Social Credit Union. Don't know really what to say about that, but that is what has technically happened. And, yeah, we look at damage. We're looking... Oh, my God. Chat. First off, can we give a shout-out to Spam Pathfinder, who's almost near perfect with the OCD-ness that I still have to a small extent. I was very OCD as a kid. But... 100, 100 units killed, units losses. 100, 100 kills. It's near perfect. Tank, we're gonna have to remove you from the tournament because you did not get another 100. That is a crime that I am gonna be telling to Curry and Ovadi that you did not manage to get. So I'm just saying you're gonna be removed from the tournament because you did not get 100 kills. Just saying. But still, solid job by the Allies teaming up. So, 3-way tie for top kills. Top damage is as well goes to Spam, which again, solid infantry and Jackson's. On the Axis side, a little bit more hairy, but Chef actually got top kills. And Marcross, probably with the Stukas, and Marcross got top damage. I think that's with a lot of the Rakettenwerfers. So let's double check and see top units. Centaur, A13 was great. I would say that was my favorite unit to see just smash the Allies. Jackson's on point, but infantry was also really solid Spam. Let's see, we have the Vickers with 18 kills, Alamas. Let's see, T-34, the tank dive. Right, you killed the Stuka's tank. Right. That's probably what got a lot of kills. Twisted Tootsie, as well as All Grenadiers, 30 kills. Solid job. Macross, double checking here, we have 23 kills, okay, with Volk squads. Rain got 18 kills, alright. And Chef got 2 kills for Cadmorphers, did decent. Alright, but that's it, that's game. Solid game by both. Sorry, Social Credit Union, you won't be able to continue. But Co-France, excellent job, way to go. And I can't wait to see how you guys do in the next couple games. Hey guys, before you go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Folkvard, Aphyria, Joey G240, Ace, ShinobiWarrior, Pyroshark, Little Koosh, and Seth Kuipers. Thank you all for your incredible support. You guys rock. This has been Greyshot17 and his amazing patrons, and I'll see all of you next time.